Go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Friday night. Happy Thanksgiving to KFTV Nation. But a not so happy Thanksgiving Friday for the Knicks, man, because the Portland Trailblazers came into town without Damian Lillard and left with a victory, man. 132 to 129. Blazers edged the Knicks in overtime, led by 82 combined points by Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simons, and those guys in the black and white uniforms. Yeah, they had some help from the refs, but there was a lot going on in this game, man. So let's talk about it, man. Hit us up, 657-383-1509. Let us know what you guys want for Christmas if you don't want to talk about this game. Or you can hit us up on the KnicksFanTV Discord, man. So to Knicks Nation, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. KFTV post-game live presented by Manscaped. CP the franchise, Alex Rotaro, Stratocast. They're on the ones and twos tonight. So let's get into it, man. Let's talk about it. Tough one to lose, man. Tough one to lose, Al. Where do we want to start? Say that again?
It's tough one to lose considering we had a lead at one point, you know?
Yeah.
And it seems like we had everything under control. But this team doesn't surprise you, does it?
Never a dull moment in Knicks land. Always a cardiac affair, as it was once again tonight. Look, you know, they started on the MSG postgame show by talking about the free throw disparity, which there was one. Let's admit, the Portland Trailblazers shot 51 free throw attempts. A lot of that started in the second quarter, and that's when things really started to change a little bit, when the Knicks had a pretty sizable lead and Portland got into the game. You know, the Zebras were, leaning heavily towards the Blazers. Now, give the Blazers credit. I thought they did a good job all night, really putting pressure on the rim, putting pressure on the Knicks. You had Jeremy Grant with 28 of the 51 free throw attempts. And Jeremy Grant's 28 free throw attempts tied the total amount that the Knicks themselves had, which is crazy. The Trailblazers coming into this game are fourth in the league in free throw attempts at 25 a game. So they do a good job drawing contact. They put pressure on the rim between Grant and Simons. They got Hart. They do a good job. 51 is crazy. But nevertheless, Al, I'm never one to just completely blame the game on refs. Because in every sport, you have to deal with the subjective nature of calls, whether it's fouls in basketball, it's holding, it's pass interference, football, baseball is balls and strikes. You always are going to have to deal with those elements. It's never going to go away. Sometimes you're going to get the benefit. Sometimes it's down the middle. Sometimes the other team gets it. Nevertheless, the Knicks had a chance to win this game. They were down by 6 points in the fourth quarter. You had excellent play by Emmanuel Quickly, Jericho Sims, even RJ in bits and pieces in that fourth quarter. The closer, Jalen Brunson, got them back into this game. And we had a chance. It went into overtime. But on one side, these guys were executing when it came to Jeremy Grant, Nurkic, Anthony Simons. And on the other side, you had the Knicks stumbling and bumbling to the finish line. And there was a difference, man. Game still could have been won despite the Zebras. Knicks just couldn't execute, man. Yeah,
absolutely. And there are nights where the Knicks had these type of games where they get these many free throws more than their opponents. But tonight, the game was so close that it's not really the refs' fault. Yes, there are calls that the refs missed, that they didn't give to the Knicks, that they were just allowing Jeremy Grant to be LeBron James tonight and just get every single foul call. But when the game's so close and it's in reach, you have to do your best to overcome those type of elements to win, as you already pointed out. But for me, it's looking at guys who are having slow starts, like RJ Barrett, man. You can't be struggling this much when you're needed in these type of games to get it going. Yes, it looks nice that you had 19 points. You got to the line. You got to the line a couple of times. You went 6 for 8 from your free throw line. You missed one in a critical moment down the stretch. Thankfully, Randall gets the steal. You go out coast to coast, tie the game. But who knows? Maybe if you made it and you get that same situation, you're in the lead because you also then have Jalen Brunson coming down and gets you another bucket as well. It's missed opportunities like that I focus on when you're a team and it comes down to execution. And your coach can draw up all the magnificent plays. We go listen to the game of the week preview that I did with Tori, and he talks about how Chauncey Billups, coach of the Portland Trailblazers, he struggles with sometimes his rotations and late game execution. We talk about the same thing with Tibbs. Yep. But at the end of the day, it comes down to your talent. You say it all the time, CP. It comes down to talent on this team. How they are the ones playing. How are they going to execute when it comes down to free throws, when it comes down to shot clock management? Yeah. Okay, no one needs you. All right, and this is not just to point one person out, but like I said, RJ had a terrible night tonight. He had some moments in the fourth quarter, but you can't have Julius Randle after he hits a three come down to a heat check and then be like why in overtime? You can't be doing that, bro. You cannot be doing that. This is the type of stuff where you got to have you got to play with an IQ, a high IQ, understanding the moment. You're trying to win. It's crunch time. These guys are getting to the line. You need every single shot. You had Jeremy Grant in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? You had him in 4 foul troubles. Why don't you actually try to get him into the paint, make him foul out, and take advantage that way? Instead, you're giving him great opportunities when you're settling for jump shots, when you're throwing up garbage. Even RJ had a garbage shot where he hooked Hart. Thankfully, like I said, that was the one where he hit 1 for 2. But stuff like that is not smart basketball. This team's got to be better when it comes down to the players themselves, when it comes to execution.
Well, and when you speak about execution, this is why you put it in the point guard's hands. This is why Brunson has bailed these guys out time and time again in the fourth quarter, because once again, he was brilliant tonight. 32 points for Jalen Brunson, 9-9 from the free throw line, 10-22 from the field, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Jalen Brunson was great tonight. Almost won the game at the end of regulation. Yep. That was a good shot. Mm-hmm. Got a good shot, but just didn't make it happen. And you talked about the Randall strip, which led to the RJ layup to tie the game. And then Brunson with a beautiful post up on Justice Winslow, footwork immaculate to put the Knicks up 2. They come back down. They draw not controversy, but they draw contact. Anthony Simons draws contact on the Quentin Grimes reach. And then that's how Portland ends up tying the game, and Brunson couldn't close it. But winning plays and execution, winning plays and solid decision-making, Brunson has it. But with RJ and Julius, it's just not there. It is just not there. And they talked about it on the MSG telecast. Bro, when it goes into overtime, the first Knicks possession overtime, and Julius flashes a 3. Nice. Elbow 3. Somebody mentioned on Twitter he's shooting 43% from there. Fine. We'll take it. The very next possession, he chucks another one up with 2 seconds into the shot clock, bro. Before he even throws that up, I'm screaming, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball. Because I already knew my man's going for a heat check in overtime.
It makes no sense.
In a critical game.
It makes no sense.
We don't need that, Julius. We don't need that. And what do you know after that? The Blazers going a 7-0 run. And that was pretty much a turning point in the game. That was pretty much a turning point in the game. RJ, and I've been saying all year, he's pressing badly, bro. Since the Memphis game. He's pressing. He's trying to win every game, every shot, on every shot and every possession. 6 of 22 from the field tonight. 1 for 7 for downtown. Couple of bad turnovers as well. 3 turnovers. Had the 1 carry late in the overtime. At a carry that they called. It was a carry. Yeah, he got lucky on the one that they called the foul on Josh Hart because he was hooking his arm. He had another play where they lucky he didn't call a travel on him because he had Obi wide open for an elbow 3.
Yep.
Lucky they didn't call a travel on him. But for him, you've got to make better decisions. You don't always have to, and I've been saying this all year, you don't have to always force it on 3 defenders, on 2 defenders, spinning into the paint with nowhere to go, uncontrollable. You've got to make your other guys better. You're getting paid handsomely. right? The money's starting to weigh him down now, bro. The money is starting to weigh him down. You've got to look for others and make the better decisions, make winning plays. Because right now, you could read him like a book. Stevie Wonder could read the book. It's head down. It's head down to the lane. It's head down.
Don't forget the blinders.
To the
Don't
rack.
forget the blinders.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to put blinders with Stevie Wonder, but you get what I'm saying. It's head down to the paint. They'll set the screen from him coming off the corner to the paint, to the paint, to the paint, or it's a catch and shoot three. There's gotta be some middle ground, bro. Everything is just telegraphed and too obvious, and he's forcing everything. You gotta slow it down, man. Go ahead.
Now, and look, he had some guy throughout this entire game. There was like, it's mostly bad, but there were some bright moments. Like he had some good passes in there, strong rebounding. I get that, but it's 100%. Like, look, when you go to cleaning the glass, he is fourth when it comes to the usage percentage on this team, 24.3% on this team. Number 1 is Brunson. Number 2 is Randall. Number 3 is Derrick Rose. RJ Barrett is fourth. Amongst wings, he is in the 81st percentile when it comes to usage. It is up there. And when you watch him play, it is not efficient. It is up and down. It's been up and down this season. It's not even close to what his averages are. All right. He is shooting. This is close to his rookie season when it comes to the field goal percentage, 40%. His 40.3 rookie season was 40.2, but it's close. Threes, he is under 30% right now, shooting 27% from three on same volume like last season. You cannot be doing this. We need you to be better than this. You can't be in the top 3 option and just have blinders on and do the same thing over and over and over. We've seen this before. We've seen it in previous seasons where he starts off, even 2 seasons ago, last season, it was like, you cannot just drive and shoot threes. It is too predictable. If we're gonna criticize Tibbs last season for template coaching, this is template gameplay. You can't do the same thing. You need to help your team be diverse in how you're able to attack. I get they were working on being able to finish around the rim. It is slightly improved, but it's not to the extent where it's consistent enough where you were really that elite, like a John Morant or anybody of that nature. It's just not. So when I watch him play, you need to be a better facilitator because everyone's just prepared for it, as you've already said. But what does that do? What does that mean? It's like what we see tonight. You see good bounce passes into the paint. It's driving. It's looking for your teammates.
Yeah.
When you get like, a 3-on-1, not saying that it happened tonight, but if you get a 3-on-1, don't be the guy just barreling to the lane. Look for the guys out in the wings. Look for the other guys. Maybe instead of just going straight to the rim, be like a point guard. Hook it. Bring it back out. Draw the ball back out. Wait for your teammates to come. Wait and set something up. Don't just rush something for the sake of rushing something because you're a top 3 option and we're relying you to get points. The points will come. But you got to be patient. You got to let the game come to you, and he's not letting the game come to him.
Yeah.
He's doing too much, man. Just doing too much.
Big time. And look, he had 5 assists in this game. He had a couple of nice ones. Found Mitchell a couple in the paint. He had a couple of nice ones. But overall, it just hasn't been good, man. And I just think he's pressing way too much out there and really lost on sometimes on both ends, defensively as well, man.
Defense has been a mixed bag, man. It is not like last season. He had the toughest assignment last season of guarding all the best wings. Since he's had Cam, he hasn't had to do that. But even still, that he hasn't had those tough assignments, he's been a step slow. I'm not gonna lie about it. He has been a step slow. He's been out of position. He's been fouling guys. He's behind, man. He is just a step slow defensively. It is night and day watching him from last season. Because last season I could say, all right, he's guarding Kevin Durant. Okay, he's guarding Jason Tatum. That's a tough assignment, but I could say it's pretty admirable defense that I'm watching. Tonight, other nights throughout the season, I'm like, he shows up some night. Other nights he's not. It's a mixed bag all around for RJ. He needs to get it together, man.
Yeah, no question about it, man. No question about it. So to everybody in the chat once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP and Alex on the ones and twos. Knicks lose a tough one in overtime, 132 to 129. Back to some positives. I liked Quick all game. I thought early in the first half he had a shot going. Second half, especially in that fourth quarter, I thought he was a big proponent as to why a big catalyst as to why they came back. They were down by 6 going into the fourth quarter. Quickly, I thought was really good on both ends of the floor. You know, off of an RJ make, quickly steals the inbound. It was so fast the camera couldn't even catch it. He steals the inbound, gets a layup, and then they go up by 1, and then he had a nice sequence where he in terms of ball denial on Jeremy Grant, who the Knicks had no answer for, but quickly had a good sequence there. They did call a foul on him. That was a bang play. I thought he was just playing hard and out hustling Grant to kind of snatch the entry pass, but they did call a foul on him. Overall, I like how quickly he's been playing as of late. Really been a solid contribution off the bench and two-way player, man. You know, it seems like since his name came up in trade rumors, man, Quickly's been playing a lot better. But, yeah, great job by Quick, man. 18 points on the night, 5 assists, 4 rebounds for Quick tonight. Second half wasn't shooting it all that well, but I thought overall he had a pretty solid game.
Yeah, he had 18 points tonight, as I mentioned. Actually, in the first 5 minutes, he had 8 points in the first quarter. He was just hitting everything that came his way. So he started off the game hot, started to get cold in the second half, but I also thought that he came into the game a little too late after having a nice hot start. I feel like Tibbs should have brought him in a little bit sooner than he did in the third quarter. I thought he should have gotten a little bit more touches, a little bit more designed plays for him. I thought the Knicks were really designing it more so for Brunson, Randall, and RJ. I thought he could have gotten more plays, even in overtime. I don't think he took a shot in overtime.
No,
it was more so everybody else. So these are, you got to look for the guys who are hot, and maybe it's because Quickly got cold that he's not doing. You don't get him a shot, but at the same time, you got to make sure that you keep your shooters in rhythm. So for Tibbs, that's a way to think of, all right, this guy's got it going. How do I make sure that he gets enough shots up? You need to stay hot.
See, the thing is that with RJ struggling, it based on how the rotations were going. There was only one position where you had to kind of balance those minutes, and it was Quick and it was Grimes. It was Quick, it was Grimes. RJ wasn't going nowhere, right? And that's, it's a politics of the game. It's the politics of the game, because you could have made a case that both Quick and Grimes should have been in that on the perimeter with Brunson out there rather than RJ, but that's where Tibbs went. So that's why it made it tricky, because it was really between Quickly and Grimes. You had to kind of manage those sequences there to close the game. So it was kind of tricky.
I'm all for accountability, man. If he's not playing well, like, I get that he had his moments later in the game, but you see when you had Grimes, IQ, and McBride out there, that on-ball defense just takes another level.
Yeah.
And when you have Anthony Simons out there, give me Grimes. Just give me Grimes. I mean, that was the matchup we talked about in the preview. Grimes, Simons. And we had that matchup. And when you have Simons, who's, the second guy on this team, he's got 38 points tonight. He needs to be stopped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go get your best wing defender, your best perimeter defender out there to stop him. Even Quick, all right? Even Quick, even if he's not the same height as Anthony Simons, he's got better on-ball defense than RJ right now. You got to do something to stop these guys. You're the Knicks. You have to take advantage of all these opportunities. Once again, I'm all for holding people accountable. If RJ doesn't have the defense, sit him. Go put Grimes in there. Go something, man. Something. His shooting wasn't great where it warranted it, but I get it. I get the politics. I get it.
Yeah. And the chat is going absolutely ballistic right now. I can't even read half these comments. The chat is going absolutely insane tonight. Oh my goodness. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Hit that like button. Knicks post game live. KFTV post game live presented by Manscape, CP and Alex on the ones and twos. So to everybody in the chat, man, we in here. Hit that like button. We're going to get to the phones in a little bit. I want to shout out my guy, Ty Morris in the building. He says, I'm sick and WTF is ailing RJ. Flamed by Grant with slow-mo D. 19 points in what felt like 73 attempts. Wild head down forays and carrying like Saquon. Even Ty is fed up tonight. Junior Caroma says, I believe in RJ. That's my boy. Let's see some more super chats. I lost a few. We'll get to them. Definitely appreciate everybody for chipping in. We got to get RJ right, man. We got to get him right, kid. Like Fizdale said about Emmanuel Mudiay. We got to get RJ right, man.
I hope it's better than those words for Emmanuel Mudiay. I hope it actually.
hopefully, man.
But and I just found out, Quick and Simons are the same height.
Wow.
So
okay.
Both 6'3".
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Simons was absolutely torching us in that second half, man. He was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant, man. Taking advantage of every switch, making plays.
He was good, man.
Caught Julius sleeping. That's an easy one.
Yep.
Julius is gonna fall asleep a couple times. Oh, what do you know? There's Yusuf Nurkic for a nice little layup.
Randall just staying at the foul line, just watching things happen.
Randall at the foul line thinking about Thanksgiving. Nurkic just rolling to the basket. This is us, man. 500. Man. This is why you're a 500 team, man.
This is why you are a 500 team.
Other teams' top players make plays. Ours, they may give it to you every 2 games or so.
And they didn't have Dame tonight.
No Dame, but they've been playing tough. Give them credit, man. I like how this team plays, man. They play hard. They play. Josh Hart had 19 boards, bro. How does that happen?
Yo, he out-rebounded Hart. He caught one over Hart. I was like, yo.
Everybody can get rebounds over Hartenstein. He's soft.
But, dude, he Hartenstein had the hand on the ball, and then Hart comes out of nowhere and just snatches it midair. I was like, yo.
Hartenstein says he's got a bad Achilles, man. That's why he can't jump. Oh, man, it's Thanksgiving. I'm going in. I'm going 2 in. Let me slow down a little bit. Let me stop. But Josh Hart, man, 19 rebounds, bro. He leads the league in rebounds for players under 6'6". I believe that was the stat, right?
I think so, yeah. 19. God.
19 boards. Can't let that happen, bro. You can't let that happen. I like Josh Hart. He's smooth. He's nice. He's scrappy.
Yeah.
He's
efficient. He's an efficient player.
Yeah.
He knows his role.
Yeah. Definitely, man. Speaking of Hartenstein, I think he also presents a tricky situation here because we were talking about who's going to be out of the rotation when everybody's healthy. Mm-hmm. But Sims is making a case that he can't leave Jericho Sims cannot leave this rotation, ladies and gentlemen. You got Mitch back. It was a mixed bag. He's still looking to get his win back, get back up to speed.
Vitamin C serum different? New 12%.
Let me close off this advertisement. Yeah, Mitch is still trying to get back up to speed, but Jericho is making a case, ladies and gentlemen. He played 10 minutes in the fourth, played the entire overtime. I think most of the overtime. So now you're getting 48 minutes split between 3 centers, man.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I get it. I feel like Tibbs has to make a selection to 2, and I think it has to be Robinson and Sims, man. I think you gotta I know you paid Hartenstein too, but
right.
You talk about keeping guys in rhythm, and Mitch fouled out. He had 6 fouls, and sure, Mitch is coming back from a knee injury. Right. Green and Wally we're talking about is that sometimes sometimes players, it takes some time to come back off an injury and not do all these ticky-tacky fouls. But you got to make a selection, man, because once you need to make sure guys get in a rhythm. And Mitch obviously is going to be the starter. I understand you paid Hartenstein, but the way Sims is playing, there's no way. He just gives you another dimension, dude. He just gives you high flying. I mean, you saw that and one that he had today. He's tough.
He's
Kid's
tough, man.
tough.
And he had an
You
and
guys,
one. He had an and one
he,
off a jump shot.
yeah, and he's a good rebounder.
Yeah.
Like you, he said he said. I think he said he's probably our best center that sets a screen. So
Yeah.
out of everybody, so we need someone who can set screens, strong rebounder, knows how to use his body when he's in the paint. You need him out there, man. He's solid at boxing out too. You just need him
Yeah.
out there. We can't. I like Hartenstein. I like the offense that he can give this team, but for a team like this that struggles offensively, I know where we need. You can make the case that we need him because we need offense, but you can also make the case that our defense is so inconsistent that you need the centers to make sure that we secure the boards.
Big time. Big time. So good job by Jericho. He had 2 key blocks in that comeback in the fourth, and then the putback, the putback and the and one for Sims. So good job. And you know, rim protection. He picks up where Mitch left off by just being a big body in there. And we talked about how the Blazers were able to win the rebound and matchup. You needed Sims in there because Hartenstein is just not providing you that element right now, especially on the defensive end. You know, so again, interesting decisions that Tibbs needs to make as it relates to this rotation, because right now you're playing 3 centers. So let's see how that all works out. Let's get to the phones, man. So to Knicks Nation, hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button. Everybody watching right now, if you could please hit that like button for you boys. We greatly appreciate it, man. Happy Thanksgiving to all those who were celebrating yesterday and eating. Let's go to the phones, man. Area code 929. What's your name? Where are you checking in from?
This me. You
Yeah.
can hear me clear.
Yeah, loud and clear.
I a long time fan of the show. Let me say that. I don't know I gotta be fast, but
Right.
Beto Udrih, he's better than RJ Barrett. Michael Sweetney, better than RJ Barrett. Michael Petrus, better than RJ Barrett. A couple more, but salute to CP. Love your show, man. Thank you for having me on. And I'll holler at you. Oh, Michael Doliak, better than RJ Barrett. Salute.
All right, man. Back to the phones, man. Area code 914. 914. What's your name? Where you calling in from? Hello.
What?
Yeah. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
Hey, Dion from White Plains. So,
Yeah, that's good.
my thing,
White Plains,
so
let's
my
go.
thing is about RJ. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, my thing is about RJ is that, like, I've been watching him for the whole season, and he said at the start of the season he wants to be an all-star. And from what I'm seeing, boy, I'm sweating, man. I don't know what the hell's going on with this kid. Like, I thought it was just going to be, like, a little slump, but, I mean, I think we have to come to a point in time where we have to ask ourselves, like, is this who he is? That's what I'm starting to get worried about because, I mean, everybody has, like, we all know that he wasn't going to be Zion, he wasn't going to be Ja. We all know that. But especially at this point, I kind of expected something of, like, what Sims gave to us this, tonight. That's what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it looks like it looks like he doesn't have it. I don't know what's going on, with this kid. I really hope he gets out of it. But I don't know. Like this Donovan Mitchell trade, it looks like we really messed that up because, I mean, right now it's looking bad. It looks like RJ got paid, and now he's in a slump, and I'm kind of worried. Thanks for taking my call, guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, look, RJ's post-game conference to Zach Brazil of the Post. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. So he said he's all right. He said he's all right, man. Who's worried in the chat?
Okay.
On a scale of 1 being not worried to 5 being extremely worried, how worried are you about RJ Barrett? Let's take a poll in the chat, TM. Let's take a poll in the chat and see where
all these greater than RJs in the chat.
yeah. Let's take a poll. Let's take a poll. How worried are you in the chat, man? 1 being not worried at all, 5 being very worried. JD's in the chat. It's funny.
You saw his comment?
Oh man, bro, I've had enough, man. I'm about to. I can't do this tonight, man. I can't do it, man. This is just crazy. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, man.
Sometimes you need to laugh at that.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you need some good comedy. This is an 82-game season.
Yeah.
Tonight's the comedy night.
Tonight has to be that night, man. Yeah, man. Back to the phones, man. Area code 863-863. What's your name and where you calling in from? Let's go.
Yeah, this is Chris from Lakeland, Florida.
What's up,
fellas? And I want to wish that y'all had a good Thanksgiving and everything.
Thank you.
Y'all and your families.
Thank you. You too, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Fellas, look, I look at this game. You would think that Lillard is out, that it would be a little bit easy on the Knicks, but I really think it was a omen, because if he played, Grant and Simmons wouldn't have got the touches or the shots that they got tonight. Let's face that. And I think we really missed Cam tonight, because nobody could deal with Grant tonight. So Cam was really missed. But what I wanted to ask y'all guys, that every time I watch the Knicks, does it seem like to y'all that 80% to at least 85% of teams in this league have more talent than us? Because we always have guys coming in there dropping 40 or having career nights, if it's OKC or whoever. Do y'all think that the league just has more talent than us, that they're on another level? And thanks for calling. God bless. Have a good rest of your week, fellas. Thanks a lot.
You too, man. Appreciate it. Well, part of the reason that, the Portland Trailblazers, Al, have been, and, you had the preview with our guy on Blazers Edge podcast, but part of the reason they were able to kind of, steady the ship while Dame has been out. Yeah, they've lost a few games, but is with Simons and Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant has been a guy that Dame wanted on the team. He was linked to the Blazers for, a year and a half. He finally gets there, and we see what he can do. Guy dropped 40-plus points on us tonight. He was excellent. He was too fast for our bigs, too powerful for our smaller guys. And he was in attack mode. He was in beast mode the entire game. He had a great game. Outstanding game by Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, to play at the power forward position, he is the modern power forward that you want on your team. He can attack at all three phases. I mean, he even went 3 for 7 from 3-point range tonight, close to 50%. Look, Jeremy Grant had an awesome performance. Anthony Simons had an awesome performance. That's their big three when you have Damian Lillard. That's who they've been relying on, and they've also gotten some solid minutes out of their bench too, but not like to be stable, like especially on the defensive side, right? That's what I talked about with Torrey. But are we the only team that gets this this happens to us? No, actually, Torrey said the same thing. Like, guys will come into their gym out in Portland and do the same thing, and all the 3-and-D guys will just have career nights. When I watch other teams, I just look at how our team, when it's not Brunson, it is Brunson or bust for this team. If Brunson has it going and he's clutch down the stretch, we're money. If we have to rely on anybody else, it is questionable. And especially on the defensive end. Brunson, we know, is not going to be the defensive guru. He's not going to be an extreme defensive stopper. Most point guards in the league aren't like that. But the thing that you need is consistency on defense from the other positions, good communication, and solid playmaking, and solid just team effort overall. Like, we were watching this team just be lazy on defense, man. It's not even a Randall thing anymore. Like, there's just moments where guys are just missing their assignments. And that's why when I see Grimes out there, McBride out there, Quickly out there, those are guys that actually give a damn and they actually hustle. Brunson does it too, but those are the positions that and Mitch does. You're going to see Sims gives a damn as well. Everybody else has to get there, even Cam. But when you're stars, the guys who are guarding those primo positions, you have Randall who's guarding Jeremy Grant tonight, struggling. You have RJ on some occasions guarding Simons, and he's struggling. If you're two guys who you're paying to be top guys can't stop the other top guys or even match their energy and match the offense, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes down to tonight.
Yeah, you said it. I think yes. A lot of teams have talent. Every team has one or two guys you see. Have really solid talent. Some have top 2-way talent. Like I like Anthony Simons. He's an absolute beast. Portland got a steal there. Jeremy Grant playing well. Jalen Brunson is our guy. Brunson having a borderline all-star year. He's great. But yeah, other teams do have talent, but also, like I said, I think the energy from Portland, especially from the second half, was better. And they execute. With the Knicks, Brunson is your closer, but again, RJ and Julius, you're getting paid that way, man. You are getting paid to deliver. And they're just not those guys. They're just inconsistent players. They're just too inconsistent. So that's
can't
the
have
issue.
that.
Can't have it.
Yeah, you can't have that at the end of the day if you're trying to compete. Our most consistent guy and our best guy on this team is Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
You need everybody else to be consistent and on that same page on a nightly basis, and we're not getting that. And until that happens, we're going to be this team. So
yeah,
you're going to have nights like this.
Gonna have nights like this,
where
man.
everyone's just hitting shots. You're going to have games like where we're playing the Timberwolves and everyone's just on fire, and then you have games like this where everything's unraveling towards the end.
Right.
It's a 500 team.
Absolutely, man. Let's hear from Tibbs on tonight's lawsuits. Everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's hear what Tibbs got to say on tonight's loss. It's courtesy of SNY Videos. Here's Tibbs.
Yeah, like what happens in one game doesn't carry over to the next. You got to win each game. You got to prepare it, understand what goes into winning each day. There's no shortcuts to this. And then you got to know your opponent well, and then you also got to factor in, okay, how's this game being? Is it a physical game? Is it a game that's being called tight? How's it being? And then we have to adjust, and we didn't adjust. Like 51 free throws. I can't recall someone getting 28 in a game.
Look, he has a point. He did think that the free throw disparity was the biggest factor in the game. They got outscored by 14 on the free throw line. Jeremy Grant alone had the same amount of free throw attempts as the Knicks. So, yes, they do have to look at that. But it was still a winnable game. And despite the odds, despite the Zebras going against you, you got to execute and deliver down the stretch, man.
Even from even when you look at this game, the Knicks had a total of 105 shot attempts. Mm-hmm. And we converted 46. Even though the Blazers got to the line the most, they had 85 attempts, and yeah, you can include all of that as well. But we still had the shots, we still had the attempts. It's what attempts are we getting? Mm-hmm. Like, is it actually organized? Like, we go back to like some of these shots, man, are just rushed too fast into the shot clock. Whether it's Quickly, Randall, RJ. Like, guys are just throwing up shots, and we have like 16 seconds left on the clock. Can we work it around at least? There needs to be more ball movement, things of that nature, and it just comes down to IQ, man. It comes down to what are you making the extra pass? Are you rotating on defense? What is happening? And we're seeing it. We see the Knicks can do this too. We can see it. We see it in the first quarter. We see it at the beginning of games. It's like, okay, they can do this, and then somehow everything just goes away at some point. Some games is all there. Like, they'll do it each and every single quarter. There's good ball movement. Everyone's executing. Everyone's playing good defense. It's all there. We've seen it happen. We saw it against Utah. We saw it against Denver. We saw it against OKC. It was all there. But they come out this game, and then you're missing the ball movement. You're missing the defense. And it just, why can't we have multiple nights in a row for a long stretch of games where we're saying, okay, this can be sustainable, especially against opponents that are your level. The Blazers are the same level as them at this for tonight without Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard puts them over the top, in my opinion. But tonight was a team that was equal in talent, that they could both compete. They were neck and neck throughout the entire night. They did. So when you have games like this, you have to just get up and put and just show up, because you're gonna have the Cavs. That's gonna be a better team. You have the Bucks. These are better teams. Tougher matchups.
Yeah.
You got to take advantage of the matchups that's your same level.
True indeed, man. To the Discord we go. Alpha GSD on the Discord. Alpha GSD, what's going on? Alpha GSD going once. All right, they're not ready. Okay, we'll move some more people to the Discord. I see Money T's NY. Money T's NY. What's good? Money T's. Oh, he's listening in the car or something. All right, we'll wait for him to get his act together. Okay. To the phones we go. Let's go to area code 917. What's your name? Where you tapping in from?
Yo, fellas, it's JJ from Brooklyn. What's going on?
What's good, bro?
How you guys doing? How was your Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was good, man. It was good. How was yours?
Good, man. Good. Can't complain. So, I mean, I guess as the first one to really be critical of RJ Barrett, I got a lot of hate in the chat, man. It was all in fun. You know, I don't mind it, but it's year 4, right? And we're seeing the same garbage we've seen the previous 3 years. I don't even have to say the flaws. We already know them. And now he's got another flaw, is the tunnel vision that he picked up starting the second half of last season. The tunnel vision when driving to the hoop. Why do you think he struggles at the hoop so much? Because other defenders could come and help. They know he's not really going to kick it out. And why didn't we learn from the Julius Randle situation? We paid Randle a season before we had to, and we did the same thing with RJ. What we paid him based off of what? Based off of what we hoped he could be? You don't pay someone over $100 million that when they didn't really show it yet. It's probably just going to be another albatross of a contract that we can't move, so they trade RJ. Trade him to who? No one's going to take that contract if this is what he is. And I've been telling people this is what I think he is. An inefficient, high-volume scorer. He's not even a defender. You can't tell me when Cam is back that we're not a better team with starting Grimes and Cam. But I know this is where the optics come into play, so RJ's going to have to start. But I just, right now we paid Mitch $60 million, RJ over $100, Randall, 120 to be what? To be a 500 team, 38-win team? Sims is our third-string center. He should be our number 1 center right now over Mitch. He's better than Mitch. Grimes is better than RJ. And we're paying all these guys for what? To be mediocre? It's just garbage, man. That's all I got, man. Appreciate it.
JJ coming for redemption. Rate that call in the chat right now, man. I want to hear. JJ was getting a lot of tomatoes back in the day. He still is. Rate that call in the chat, man. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. JJ coming back for the chat tonight. He wants his respect. He wants his apologies, ladies and gentlemen. How we feeling about that call? I want to present that to the chat for a vote. Al, your thoughts on JJ's call here?
RJ is struggling, but I'm not giving up hope on this guy. I am concerned. What was the scale you put it on? 5? 5 being the top?
Yeah.
1 to 5? Probably somewhere like 2.5, 3. But hey, I think he can still learn. We've seen that he can have a good 4 game. It's just, can he be more composed? I think he can turn it around. We're at the 20. We're getting close. What was it? We're at 19 games now. We're one game shy of the 20 game mark. But I am concerned. I would be lying if I said I wasn't concerned. But I think he can turn it around. But I always I don't think RJ is I don't think he's going to be that guy like Giannis or anything else that's going to take it over the top. I think he could be like third, second option. Like if everything hits, that's how you talk about most of young players. Like if everything hits,
Right.
There's very few guys that come in being like Zion and Ja.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like number one, Leon Rose told you what he thought about RJ because he was comfortable to trade him in the right deal for Donovan Mitchell, right? Secondly, we have to your expectations have to be in line. A lot of people feel like this guy can top out, ceiling as a number 3, a number 4 contributor on a good team. Top out. Right? Some people will say, okay, he's a borderline all-star. He has potential to get there. But nevertheless, when you're giving these guys these second deals, you're not giving it to them based on what they are. You're giving it to them based on what you feel like they could be. And when the Knicks gave him that contract, to me, it was still a fair deal. It hasn't even kicked in yet. It kicks in next year. To me, it was a fair deal compared to his peers. It wasn't the full rookie max. I thought they gave him a fair deal based on where he is right now. And they believe he has some room to grow. Now, it is year 4. He's 22 years old. Let's see where he goes. Let's see where he adjusts. You can't expect them to say, well, we're going to take this kid into free agency and risk losing him for nothing. If that was the case, they should have traded him for Spider and everybody else. So you got to see where it is. You know, the Nuggets didn't give Michael Porter Jr. his contract because he was some all-star player. They took a lot of risk on.
Yeah.
Bad back and all.
Yep.
They took a lot of risk on, but they believe that he will hit some sort of ceiling that will justify them giving him that deal. There's a lot of risk in that Michael Porter Jr. contract. But they kind of need it based on where they are with Jokic and Murray and so on. So, look, JJ has points. His concerns are valid. I'm not saying that. But you can't expect, teams not to keep their guys and roll things over and continue to develop them and hope they get better. Can't have it both ways. You can't ask a team to keep it together, keep it consistent, draft and develop. And then when the kid's struggling, saying, well, we shouldn't have kept him. You got to let it marinate a little bit and see where it is. Yeah, some moves are not going to pan out. But you can't just, be non-committal. You're never going to go anywhere.
No, those are all facts. And there's nothing like you've hit on all the topics, CP. Like if you're going to invest in young players, you got to pay them. But it also comes back to, did we do the full evaluation? Like we believed in we're saying RJ because that's who we got to see the most of throughout this entire time, right? What other wings did we have to get enough information from? So I know people are going to be like, oh, well, we should have done this for Donovan Mitchell and da-da-da-da-da-da. But did anyone else know what Cam was going to be? Like, we saw a small glimpse of Cam, but did we really know what Cam could be or what his potential is? Health? Could we say that for Grimes as well? Like, we went through this whole discussion. So you gotta give RJ time just to. He's 22. I know everyone's gonna hate this. Everyone thinks this is an excuse that you say it's 22. Da, 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 da. It's not an excuse. It's reality. The reality is that he hasn't even hit his prime yet. If you're thinking that he's going to be some superstar, that's not what we're promising over here.
Yeah.
We're just saying he can add to his game. He can become a better player than he is now, and he can still contribute to some form of winning. What his role could be in this league, no idea. It is still to be determined. That's only for RJ to figure out based on the work that he puts in. No one's saying he's going to be a superstar. But if you're like, well, how come like Randall, or you talk about other guys who are like even Evan Fournier or Derrick Rose, it's because they've been in the league for such a long time. Randall's on his 4th contract. Derrick Rose has had numerous contracts. Evan Fournier has had numerous contracts. They're in their primes, or they're at the end of their primes, and we already know what they are as players. Guys at this age, they're still trying to figure it out and still trying to expand. Once again, go to another game. What was it? Game of the Week preview. Had with Sam from the Light Years pod, talking about the Warriors and giving guys enough times to develop their game, explore what they can be. Can you fully say for these past 4 years that we've given RJ every opportunity to explore his game and see what he could be on this team? If you say yes, I'm going to look at you funny. Because it hasn't been the case for every single season. He was a 4th option for parts of last season. Yes, he ended up with high usage, but still, for a beginning of the season, we were watching Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, Julius Randle take more shots before him. And there were some nights he wasn't. RJ was just a catch-and-shoot 3-point shooter 2 years ago. And then the season before that, we had to watch Julius Randle. We had to watch Wayne Ellington. We had to watch everybody else shoot. And then RJ would get his limited minutes.
Yeah.
Or limited touch, as I say, not limited minutes. That's what we've watched this entire season. So I still say you still have to invest in him. You still have to let him develop. It is true that he still has to play better. it is also true that these are not excuses. That is just reality of what the situation is.
Look, he's got to play better. That's just the bottom line. That's just the bottom line, man. That's just the bottom line. That's just the bottom line. But Leon was ready to trade the kid for the right price.
Yeah.
And a lot of you said, right? What these guys say when we did the show, 70% of Knicks fans, let me get a little bit closer to the camp. 70% of Knicks fans said this team was headed in the right direction by not trading for Donovan Mitchell. RJ was part of that. Play the kids, believe in the kids, grow and develop. Right? Now tonight they're singing a whole nother tune. We should have traded him. We should have got rid of him. They told me, CP, you're crying for nothing. We don't need Donovan Mitchell. We're better off without him. And what I say that day, I said, don't call me up on nights like this. Crying about the kids. All right? Don't do it. This is what you wanted. Let it marinate. Let it marinate. This is for the 70% of people, because a lot of them people are in this chat right now. Let it marinate. Happy Thanksgiving, but let it marinate. All right.
Someone sounds salty on the other side.
Well, listen. Listen. You see, when they throw the tomatoes at me over time, I'm proven to be correct. I don't play the right and wrong game. You know what I'm saying? I don't play the right and wrong game. But over time, I've seen it before. I've been watching this team for 30 years, man. Over time, I am proven correct. I'm like a stock. You just hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? We're not for fast gains here. Just hold on, and you'll be validated over time. Yeah. That's it.
So you're going to hold on to the RJ stock now? Just question.
Look.
Just a question.
No, all I'm saying is, like I've been saying, man, he doesn't look good right now. I'm going to give him time. You got to give him time. And see what happens, man. That's
all
it.
you can do.
That's all you can do. All right. Back to the phones we go. Area code 803. 803. What's your name? Where you tapping in from?
Man.
Here he is.
PP, Alex, what's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Let's go, bro.
What's going on?
Hey, let me get right to it, man. This Knicks thing, man, we got going on with this team. RJ Barrett is who RJ Barrett is. RJ Barrett is a role player. Period.
Yeah.
If you're looking for him to be a difference maker, he is not that dude. He's a role player. And the thing that's concerning about RJ is the fact that you're on a team this year where you got a point guard that's taking a lot of the pressure off of you and Julius Randle, and you're the third option, and you're struggling. Tonight, that guy took 22 shots and made 19 points. And he is a high-usage player to get his points. People will look at his numbers at the end of the season and be like, well, he averaged 18 points. But that don't tell the whole story. It don't tell you that he's been taking a bunch of shots to get that 18. And the biggest problem with RJ Barrett, and this is for any player, when you are predictable, you don't have no kind of offensive creativity. When players know what you're going to do before you do it, you're going to struggle. And until RJ diversifies his game, like diversifying his portfolio, he's going to continue to struggle, and we as Knicks fans going to continue to watch it. Tonight, looking at RJ Barrett, man, I'm telling you right now, I've seen enough of RJ. If they ship RJ tomorrow, I won't lose any sleep. And the thing is, Tibbs got to make up his mind. You cannot have Julius Randle and RJ on that floor together. I'm a proponent that starting lineup needs to have Cam and Grimes in that starting lineup. You got to get RJ away from Julius Randle. Those two guys together. And when you watch them guys play CP, when you watch Brunson and you watch RJ and you watch Randle, those guys look like they take turns. Like the ball, like, okay, it's your time to shoot. I'll hand it to you. They don't really pass the ball around to everybody on the court. If you watch them,
winning plays.
Normally those three guys touching the ball and nobody else when it's time to shoot. And sometimes them guys will come down and be the only one touch the ball and jack it up. Jalen Brunson right now is a bright spot on this team. Thank goodness. If Jalen Brunson wasn't on this team right now, the Knicks will be below 500 easy. And until this thing gets fixed, I'm going to tell you right now, we are not that talented. People need to stop. This team is not that talented. We got a bunch of one-trick ponies on this team. Either they can play defense or they can't play offense. And that's what we got going on. And until we get better talent, this thing is going to be what it is. But R.J. Barrett, man, people need to stop thinking this guy going to be some all-star because it ain't happening. R.J. came back this year, and the only thing R.J. improved on was a free throw. This dude still don't have a mid-range game to save his life. The further you get R.J. away from the basket, the better the defense going to be playing against him. And his defense has regressed. Hey, fellas, have a good night. I'm off the R.J. train, man.
Man. Rate that call in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, man. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. The OG Ron Cleveland is back. I thought that was a 5 call, man. I thought that was a 5. Yeah. I thought that was a 5.
Ron had a lot of good points.
He did. So salute to the OG, man. Let's take a look at salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Take a look at the numbers tonight, Alice. Take a look at some stats, shall we? Now, obviously, the biggest disparity here, as we talked about on the show, 51 free throw attempts for the Blazers. Blazers shot 38 for 51. And the Knicks 24 for 28. Jeremy Grant had 28 free throw attempts alone. The rebounding battle, Blazers edged the Knicks out by 3. Knicks got the points in the paint, which they usually do. That's their calling card, 64 to 50. Another one that was kind of misleading was the turnovers, because you look at this, you see the Knicks had only 10 turnovers on the night. You say, okay, it's pretty low. But a lot of them, especially in the second half, the fourth quarter and overtime, were just very untimely, because you had the RJ carry in the overtime. You had a Brunson offensive foul in overtime. Mitch throwing it out of bounds in overtime. Those things, a lot of those didn't necessarily lead to Blazer points, but it just throws you off rhythm offensively. It just wasn't crisp and it wasn't solid. And so despite the fact that they only had 10 turnovers, they had a lot of untimely turnovers, especially late in the game. Earlier in the game, Knicks had the ball moving. The ball movement was pretty good. I believe they had 15 assists to end the half. They finished with 27 on the night. Blazers 24. Fast break points, Knicks 10, Blazers 9. And they got called 35 fouls, man. 35 fouls. Well, what you think? Any stats stick out to you tonight?
35 fouls is probably the biggest one that sticks out. But
Yeah.
points in the paint, you see the Knicks dominate points in the paint, but that doesn't really matter when you're giving up 35 fouls, which is a good amount of questionable. I think the thing that point also was interesting is that it wasn't dominant performance, but Blazers did beat the Knicks when it came to rebounding, 47 to 44. But there's not much other stats in here that really are that like eye popping, because for the most part it was just the free throws, man. The free throws is what really set this game apart, and just keeping the Trailblazers alive. So there was nothing like the Trailblazers didn't really beat us on the boards, even though they outworked us just a slight. It's not that they got more assists than us, because they didn't. It's not that they got that they got more steals. We did. It's what do you do when you get all these things? The Blazers were truly kept alive by free throws tonight, and that's the end of the story.
No question about it, man. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP and Alex on the ones and twos. Knicks postgame live presented by Manscaped. And speaking of Manscaped, fellas, it is Black Friday, man. I hope you guys are out there shopping, getting your lady something. But hey, you need to ask her for this, the Lawnmower 4.0, man. The #1 men's grooming tool below the waist. And hey, fellas, it's never too early to play holiday music. It's never too early to start thinking about gifts, whether it's for a friend or the friends in your pants. You can make a season to be jolly with Manscaped. Do your little drummer boy a favor and use the Lawnmower 4.0 to avoid another silent night in the bedroom. This is Manscaped script. It's really good. Then add in Manscaped's top-of-the-line shower products to have people thinking, all I want for Christmas is you. Santa cares about his sack, and so should you. Look nice when you get naughty by going to manscape.com and use promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. And as I said, you got the Lawnmower 4.0. You have the body wash, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, ball deodorant, a number of great products by Manscaped. They have the Manscaped cologne, which I use personally, which is pretty good as well. You got your travel bags and things of that nature. A lot of great products at Manscaped, man. So go ahead and check it out. And for Black Friday, they do have some deals for you guys on Black Friday going on through now until Cyber Monday. So go ahead to manscaped.com, enter promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. You know, I usually ad-lib on my Manscaped scripts out, but, you know, every once in a while they send me some stuff that that was a good one. I thought that was a pretty good one. So shout out to Manscaped. Big time supporter of the show. Been rocking with us for about 3 years now. And I just felt like that was the tone of the show. You know what I'm saying?
You were feeling the script. Oh, okay. I feel you.
Yeah. I was feeling the script. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D, man. Was looking for the OG tonight. He says, $10 super chat says, come on, it's not that complicated. Gotta stop your man. Gotta move the ball. I'm part of the 70s, but young Rowan consuming minutes, space time, and the ball while not being defensive. Better means doing those. Big facts, OG, man. Gotta move the ball. Get on the boards and play some defense, man. You got to scrap. You know, you got to scrap. Yeah, he's having a tough go at it, man. Son from Brooklyn, $10 super chat says, I was at the game with my son, and if the Knicks did not have Jalen Brunson, this team would be trash. The Knicks are a middle of the road team, if that. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Andrew H in the chat. He says the 4.0 has stronger blades, and some of y'all broke the 3.0. And the lawnmower. Yeah, you know what? With the lawnmower 4.0, it does have the skin-safe technology, so you don't have to worry about cutting yourself up. It's waterproof, good battery life as well. And he's right. The 4.0, the blade on the 4.0 is a lot smoother than in the past. So shout out to the Manscaped R&D team for making those improvements. Manscaped.com, promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping.
Got to protect you from those bad Knicks, right?
Oh, yeah. From the bad Knicks. You know what I'm saying? All right, back to the phones. Area code 631. 631, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Tom from Huntington.
Look at this. Hang on, Tom. Look at this. I don't even have a call screener tonight. Right after the Manscaped read, who do we go to? I don't even know this guy's number. I don't know the number. Right on time, Tom.
Listen, if you don't know the number, every Burger King in the tri-state area women's bathroom, it's in there. Okay, you'll find it. Just look. But listen, first of all, shout out to everybody that endured this game. Shout out to both of you for excellent work, as always. Shout out to Manscaped 4.0. Come on. It just gets better and better. There's like a saying they say, it's never as good or as bad as it looks or it seems. When RJ attempted that dunk from the baseline, I haven't seen crap like that since Bargnani took off from the three-point line.
That's another thing, man. That's another thing. Not to cut you off, Tom. He does that a lot, if you guys haven't noticed that. Even in the Golden State game I was watching, too, he'll take off from, like, the quarter three.
He has to know his capabilities. I mean, he's not Zion. I don't know what the hell. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And then, like, and listen, I've watched basketball a long time. You guys have both watched basketball. Everyone has watched it for a while. I've never seen a player miss this many layups, ever. Like, I get it. Once in a while, it happens. You miss a layup, I get it. But, like, I mean, if you play the RJ, let's take a shot for every missed layup, you can't even make it through to halftime without being completely bombed. I mean, this is just, I don't get it. Like, I really, and like you guys both brought up excellent points. We just don't have. We have one guy on our team with a high IQ. One guy.
Yeah.
That's it. It's Brunson. Julius and RJ. Sometimes I just feel like they're running around in a fog. Like they don't know what they're doing. Like you ever notice, like when we move the ball, like when the actual ball touches, let's say 5, 6, 7, back, forth, back, we get easier shots. But when the ball stops with Julius, and I'm not trying to pick on Julius because he didn't have that horrible a game except defensively. He got cooked. So did Obi, by the way. So before people start going, hey,
Jeremy
Obi,
Grant
Obi,
was filleting Obi out there.
Cooked.
You can't talk about Obi tonight, man. He was getting cooked.
Yeah, he gave up like at least 12 points in a row. Right? And we're not even talking fouls. We're talking like straight shots. I'm just like, what? I'm just like, what the? It was just, we need more IQ. We need more, like, we've been saying this for how many years now?
Yeah.
We need more talent. We need better players. Look at what do you call? Look at Portland. They've put players together that fit well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Grant fits well. We don't have a player like that. You know what I mean? And then they got lucky with Simons. I mean, I'm hoping we get lucky with one of these young guys. But who is it? Grimes now? I mean, I don't want to give up on RJ. I know people are going to kill me. I sound like JJ from Brooklyn. You know, shout out to my boy JJ from Brooklyn. But it's like, when RJ tried that dunk, I yelled at the screen like, JJ was right about you. But anyway, listen, I'm sorry to keep it going extra long tonight. I was just irritated.
Yeah.
I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Rapid fire, kind of. We'll talk soon.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Tom from Huntington. Not so rapid fire. He went into overtime, but I let him rock. I liked his call. I thought he was on point. Yeah. So Tom usually very efficient with his calls. He went a little bit longer tonight, but I thought his call was on point. So I let him flow. Shout out to Tom, man. Okay, here we go. Another one of those nights. All right, area code 201. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
Hey guys, this is James from Dallas. How are you?
James, how are you, man?
Good. I called in on Sunday saying I wanted a win now team, and I'm starting to change my mind about that. But let's say Dolan, Rose, and Tibbs are all gone. Mm-hmm. We're going to replace them with CP, Alex, and JD, and I want to hear from your perspective. Mm-hmm. What do we do from here? What do we do the rest of the season? Mm-hmm. And how do we actually go about building through the draft to turn this around and actually get to the semifinals, the conference finals, and hopefully the finals someday? What is the step-by-step process? That's what I want to understand. Because, a lot of people are saying, let's just build through the draft. Okay, how do we do that? What do we do to get the star here and build through the draft? Thank you for taking my call.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Are you a Cowboys fan?
No, I'm from New Jersey originally. Okay, I'm a Giants fan.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, I'll let you rock, man. Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call. I mean, what do you do? Listen, the draft. We say this all the time. It's all luck. It's a lot of luck, man. I mean, this Knicks team won 17 games that year. They had the worst record in the league. You had all the Zion hype. And they got the third pick. Right? You missed Zion. Mm-hmm. You missed John Morant, who had an outstanding, whose stock was exploding through the roof. Like this. Upward trajectory. He's a rocket during the NCAA tournament. You're like, this is our point guard. If we don't get Zion, this is a great consolation prize. He's killing. You don't get either one. Mm-hmm. Right? Then, some people want to make the Garland argument. Garland was hurt. Garland didn't even play his freshman year like that. How do you make that decision? RJ was clearly the unanimous pick at number 3. But nevertheless, you didn't get your all-star. You had the worst record in the league. That is luck. It's luck of the draw. We didn't get it. We didn't get it. And in other years, you got to get it right. I don't even want to go back into the Knox and the Frank thing. You got to get it right, period. So now with this team where they are, you got to scale it back. Trade Fournier. I mean, he's not getting minutes anyway. Trade Rose if you can. And the Julius thing is tricky because you don't want to use your draft capital just to get rid of him. But you might have to. The problem is that again, they're not bad enough to get that premium draft slot. And they're not good enough to do anything. Play in playoffs. They're not good enough. They are what they are. They're 9-10. They're a 500 team. They're a 500 team. Are you gonna put a draft pick on top of Julius to trade him? He's got his extension just kicked in this year. He has a 4-year deal. What team is taking that on? There was a report that Julius' draft stock is now going up because of how he's playing. I don't believe that for 1 second. one of those reports where nobody puts their name on it. It's just the writer of the article just, wants to stir things up and get Knicks fans interested. Now, if they felt like it was one of those, no, his draft stock and no, his trade stock hasn't gone up. He is who he is.
He is who he is. Would I be comfortable putting a draft pick with Julius Randle to move him? Yeah, I would be comfortable doing that. I think it depends on the direction you want to go. Like, if you're looking at the outlook that we're trying to go through the youth and use our draft picks, we can't use all of them to draft everybody. If you think it's going to take some time for this roster to build up and actually develop these guys, and you got to trade one draft pick, one first round to go move Julius Randle. Ideally, it's one of the protected picks to go do so, because if you're moving Randle, you're still getting a good player. And if you trade one of the protected picks, it's a sweetener. Like, if you're going to trade like whatever Washington or Detroit or whoever gave you, I think that's still fine. It's not greatest sometimes. So was it subtraction? Is it was it addition by subtraction?
Yeah, addition by subtraction.
Yeah. So that's the terminology. So I think if that's the direction you want to go and see what you got and all the young players, whether that's Obi, that's Cam, that's RJ, that's Grimes, that's McBride, all these guys, if you want to do that, that's fine, and have your right sprinkle of vets in, yeah, you're comfortable doing that. But this team has shown that they don't want to do that, and they're looking for a star, even though I'd like to see that. And that's the direction I would go. I would want to see a lot of young guys just, let's see what we got. Let's see what we can find somebody, because just trying to sign somebody through free agency hasn't worked out for the Knicks. It hasn't really worked out in the NBA in general. Like, you create like this hodgepodge like team, but is it sustainable? Who's going to stay here? You have a better idea when you draft somebody. You can say, okay, let's move it out. And especially if you're back in the draft and you can stay at the top and get these top players. You always talk about the players are at the top of the draft. If you have players that aren't doing well, the luck is there to get them. So if you are a terrible team like we were when we were in the Zion, when we were trying to get Zion, you're a guaranteed top 5 pick. And if you can hit in a guaranteed top 5 pick with this front office, with like Walt Perrin and all the other scouts that he's got, I don't see what's wrong with going in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what is the pick that you're giving up, right?
Like, I'm not giving up a Knicks pick with Julius Randle. Like,
right.
that I'm not doing that. If you're telling me I get to trade Detroit or Washington, so be it, because it's heavily protected. It's going to keep. I still think it's going to be kicking down especially Detroit's. It's going to be kicking down the road for a while.
Yeah. Because right now, they're just in jeopardy again of missing out on a premium pick. Could they have the same luck as the New Orleans Pelicans, who ended up with a 6% chance of getting the number 1 pick? I guess anything's possible. It's a lottery, right? But you can't hang your hat on that. That's why when they even got Brunson, I was like, they still got to peel it back. Before they even started the season, I was like, they got to try to trade Julius, trade Fournier, you got to keep peeling this thing back.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, had a whole discussion how Brunson is good. You still need a point guard, because even when you get new players in here through the draft, they still need a point guard, someone who can just organize the team. But this team needs to go young, man. It needs to go through a rebuild, just draft players, see what you can find, get in the top of the lottery, go see if you can find somebody at the top of the lottery. That way you can have them in-house, extend them, use what the NBA is all about, having that soft cap. It's not the NFL where it's a hard set money. You can only spend this much money. NBA rewards you for keeping your own players. Mm-hmm. Especially, so that's why the draft, that's the whole purpose. So go through the draft and go find somebody, man, because like we found players in like Grimes, they look good. They could be good role players in the NBA. But role players only take you so far without that star talent.
No question about it, man. No question about it. All right. Shout out to my guy from Dallas. Good call. Let's go to area code 248. 248. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, you can hear me? This is Carl from Detroit.
Carl from Detroit. How you feeling, man? Long time. How you doing?
Hey, man, what's going on, man?
Pretty good.
I was going to call in last week, man, but, I just had a bad taste in my mouth watching some of these games, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
But, hey, you know what, fellas? It's a damn shame that we had to have our holiday spoiled like this with today's game. But, I really feel like, number one, I feel like your man Jules is the exact reason why we lost the game today. I think that one play where he came down, I remember he hit a three.
Yeah.
And then he came back, and then he kind of did a heat check and hit another three. And keep in mind, this is like in the clutch. This is when the game is on the line. And he blew it. You know what I'm saying? And Julius, he always does these boneheaded, just Eskimo Joe. I get so frustrated with him because
that's
he
where
does
we
have
don't need
talent.
that came from. It was inspired by Julius Randle. We don't need that. Yep.
But we don't need that, man. And you know what? I also feel like that, these last couple games have really showed me, and it should show the front office that how important I think Cam is to, any of the success we've had this season. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can see that his defense is without question a missing piece of the puzzle right now because, RJ's not getting it done. Every time I look up, RJ's getting cooked. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody talking about RJ, I think the thing with RJ, the thing that sums it all up, is that play when this dude tried to jump from the he tried to dunk on my man and he jumped too far away from the rim.
Yeah,
that kind of sums up his whole issue with me.
He does that a lot, man.
Supposed to be I understand he's supposed to be the Maple Mamba, and I know Kobe's his idol and all that, and he's supposed to be just like him, minus the jump shot, the athleticism, and the clutch gene. Like, son, you're not Kobe. I think that's his problem. He needs to play to his strengths more. If he could play to his strengths more, guess what? We'll get more of the RJ that we saw last year. This RJ that I'm looking out here, this guy that's looking lost half the time, and more importantly, he's too busy playing hero ball with Jules.
Yeah. Yep.
Something's got to be done. Y'all boys have a good night, man. And I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend, man.
Stay up, Carl. Good call, man. Good call by Carl, man. Rate that call in the chat, man. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. I thought that was a good call, man. Shout out to Carl, man. Great job. Yeah, we got to get RJ right, man. We got to get him right, man. Let's do some play ratings.
We're really doing this. We're really doing this.
Let's do
some play ratings.
Let's do some play ratings, man.
Wow.
Here we go. As you would say.
Here we go. All right. We'll make it fast. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Play ratings presented by KnicksFanTV.com. How about Julius, man? 23 points, 8 and 19 from the field. 6 rebounds for Julius. 3 steals. What'd you guys think about Julius tonight? Rate Julius' performance tonight. 1 to 10. Lash is ready. I know what Lash's number is going to be.
Oh, man. Let's see. What would I give Randall? It's tough. I'm gonna go with a 5. I'm gonna give Julius Randle a 5.
Ooh, tough grader tonight, man. Talk to him. What are you thinking, man?
Well, I think we discussed that 7 would be a maxed out in a loss.
Yeah.
So I can't give him a 7 because 7 would probably go to Brunson. 5. Go 5.5 actually. I'll go 5.5.
Okay. All right.
I'll go half. I'll go 5.5
Okay.
for Randall. The more I think about it, just because he still gave you the points. I thought he played, a solid game overall. Like defensively, he had his lapses, but I still think that he got you 6 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals. He was okay on defense. He wasn't great. He was okay on defense because Jeremy Grant was still getting his. But 8 for 19, got you 23 points. I thought him next to Brunson were main reasons that we were staying in this game.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give him a 5.5 for tonight, just because questionable stuff, but I'll give him a 5.5.
I'll give him a 6. I'll be a little bit lenient. Yeah, Chat's been out for blood tonight. I want to keep it positive. I'll give him a 6 tonight. Like you said, he did bring it offensively. I thought he was relatively decent for the night. Now, nobody had an answer for Grant. Obviously, you wanted Julius to kind of take that challenge and be the guy, but Grant was cooking everybody. He didn't have it. The defensive lapse, not guarding Nurkic in crunch time, was big. And I thought the second three-pointer that he took was a hero ball heat check. We don't need that shot. And that led to a 7-0 Blazer run. So I give him a 6. I'll give him a 6 for that. How about RJ? The man of the hour.
Give him a 3.
Whoa, man. Whoa.
Yeah, man.
Let me make sure my hat's still on properly, man. Whoa. Almost came off. Make sure the snaps are still connected, man. A 3.
3.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. Look, he had some moments tonight, but defensively he didn't have it. 6 for 22. Not really efficient from the field. Went 1 for 7 from 3. Got you 10 boards. That's nice. You got your 5 assists. Those are all good. But you can't not. There's so much more opportunity, even with the 5 assists that he could have done. There's so much more opportunities for playmaking. 22 shots and going 6 for 22, man. That's rough. That's rough when you're the third option. You got to score, dude. Like, we're actually relying on you to be in this game. And for parts of the game, I'm actually asking you to not be in there and have Quentin Grimes in there or Emmanuel quickly. That is how I felt tonight watching this game. And because of that, I'm going to go with a 3. Ooh. Because you just can't perform like this, bro. You cannot perform like, you talk about the money, you talk about all this stuff, you just can't.
Yeah.
All right. And I see people in the chat are like, oh, it's an excuse and all this stuff. But like, I'm telling you, like, this is the reality. Like, I'm seeing the game is not great. It's not a great game. Like, he has 19 points. He got to the line multiple times. But you can't go 6 for 22, dude. You can't.
Man, a 3. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what do you people think in the chat, man? 1 to 10. I mean, a lot of people are agreeing with you here tonight, man. On a 3. I'll give him a 5.
You give him a 5?
I'll give him a 5. That's low.
Is my hat still a 5?
That's low. It's low, man. That's low.
Bro.
I'll give him a 5.
Wow.
I give him a 5. 6 to 22 was hot garbage. And made a lot of mistakes, but he also had some good plays early in the fourth. I'm going to give him that as a catalyst for the comeback. I'll give him that. Bump it up to a 5. This is out of 10. A 5 is still terrible. It's 50%. It's 5. It's 5 out of 10. You got a 5 out of 10 on your quiz at school. You can't show that to mom and dad. It's still a trash grade.
Man,
this ain't 5 out of 5, people. It's 5 out of 10.
I still think you're being generous, but hey, that's your grading. Tonight, man, if I'm asking for other players to come sub in, I can't even give you a half.
Yeah, I was.
Can't even give you a half credit.
I was looking for Grimes for him. I was looking for Grimes.
You see? I can't give Randall 5.5 and then be like, oh yeah, RJ, you get 5. That for me, that makes no sense. Especially when we talked about 7 in a loss is like probably the max we can do.
I was looking down the bench like putting Grimes. Oh man. That last RJ layup after Julius stole the ball. I was I was praying, man. I said, God, please let this go in. I put it on Twitter too, man. My fault, man. Oof.
Oh, man.
Oof. I'll give him a 5. Okay. My bad, Chuck. Even Chuck's disagreeing with me tonight, man.
Man.
Why? Frank White said he's giving him a 4.
I wish you were my teacher, man. Sheesh.
I give him a 5.
Yeah, grades like it's candy.
I'll give him a 5, man. It's a tough night. Chat turned their backs on him. It should have really been a 4. I gave him a +1. You know what I'm saying?
I see that. You gave him a bonus.
I gave him a bonus. I gave him a bonus tonight, man. He says, "Don't worry about me. He'll be fine." So, all right, we'll give him a chance. How about IQ?
IQ. He had a hot start, but he went cold in the second. I'm gonna keep this. This one's interesting. I'm gonna go 5 with IQ. I'm gonna go 5.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a harsh grader tonight, man.
Yeah, man.
Not feeling. I'm pretty upset. I'm pretty upset tonight. So
wow.
You can't tell. Pretty upset that we lost.
Wow.
Yeah. Look, I like what he did in the first half. I thought he came out. He was guns a-blazing.
Yeah.
Second half, he kind of went quiet. I need more, man. And I think it's partially due to the other players he had involved. I think it's partially due to coaching and who he wanted to get the touches. But I like that performance, but still gotta be consistent throughout the rest of the night, man. You know, like good shooting from 3. Like he shot 40%, essentially 4 for 10.
Yeah.
6 for 17 from the field. You gotta be a little bit better there. So I like what he does. I like his defense. I think he's tenacious. But in a loss, man, it's tough to give high grades when it's in a loss.
Yeah.
Especially when you go cold in the second half.
I'll go 6 for IQ tonight.
6? Okay.
Yeah, I'm giving him a 6. I like how he started off the game. The shot was definitely falling. But he's giving you a two-way effort. And not too many of these guys are giving that to you right now. Yes, the shot didn't fall in the second half. IQ's giving you a tough two-way effort. His off-ball defense has been solid. Now, you know, Simons was cooking him. Simons was getting everybody. You know, Simons was getting everybody just like Jeremy Grant was. But IQ, again, a catalyst in that fourth quarter comeback. I got to give that to him. Knicks were down by 6 going into the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter started. So I'm going to go 6 there with IQ. 18 points. Again, needed to shoot it better down the stretch. Maybe he would have won the game if he had it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go 6. I'll go 6.
Okay.
I gave Julius a 6. I gave IQ a 6. I gave RJ a 5.
This is some interesting grading on your part.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the chat for Quick tonight, man? 1 to 10. What do you think? I think a 6 is fair for IQ.
All right. CP, what type of teacher would you be? I'm just curious now. What type of grader would you be?
Listen,
Are you man. A's and B's to our class? What's happening here?
I mean, he didn't score 5 points. You know what I mean? He didn't score 5 points. It was a bad night for RJ. It was a bad one. Still went 6 to 8 from the stripe. Still got you 10 boards. Got you 5 dimes. Like I said, fourth quarter, he made some good plays. 19 points on the night. Gave him a 5.
All right.
I thought that was reasonable.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. I thought that was reasonable, man. How about Brunson?
Yeah, I mean Brunson gets a 7. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, he was the guy. He kept us in the game. 32 points.
Yeah.
4 assists, 5 rebounds. Went 9 for 9 from the free throw line. I thought he had it going for the most part. When we needed an answer, he gave you that answer. Going down the stretch, you needed clutch buckets. He gave you clutch buckets. He had a good look that didn't fall. If it goes in, we're not talking about overtime. We're in a happier mood. All right. Probably the RJ discussion doesn't even get as discussed as much because we're still happy that we got a win. But out of everybody, like he showed up. He showed up. So I'm gonna give him the 7.
I'm gonna give him an 8.
Wow, you were breaking your own rules here.
I'm going
an
8.
Interesting.
I'm breaking the rules tonight, man, because he's been that good. 32 points on 10 of 22 shooting. We're not even close in this game without him, man. I mean, come on, man. My man had Justice Winslow barbecue chicken in the post. Footwork with the turnaround jump hook. Come on, man. Jeremy Grant. Remember in the preview show, shout out to, I keep forgetting this guy's name from Blazers Hedge podcast. Torrey, he gave you the matchup. Even though the Blazers went zone, he did tell you that they were going to put Jeremy Grant on Brunson. Didn't phase him one bit.
Yup.
Didn't phase him one bit.
And that's why I said in the preview, I was like, please, let him.
Yeah.
I don't worry about... He said Jeremy Grant's not good in the pick and roll. Brunson likes to run the pick and roll. I told him Brunson's got the footwork.
Yeah.
He's going to get it in there. Doesn't matter. He's going to finish around the rim. He's going to get a shot off. Does not matter who is guarding Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
I said he took even Rudy Gobert, one of the top big defenders. It ain't going to matter. So I agree with you.
Perfect
8,
from
though?
the free throw line. 1 turnover. Yo, he could have won us the game. That shot that he had at the end of regulation easily could have won us that game. I'm giving him an 8.
If he hits that one, he's getting a 15 from me.
I'm giving him an 8. Can't go any higher because they lost the game. But there's a new bar. I gave him an 8. He's been that good, man. 32 points.
So 8 is now the bar. We moved from 7 to 8. I'm just making sure for future reference.
Yes, tonight. In a loss.
Okay, just tonight.
In a loss.
Okay.
8 is the most I can give him.
Really wish you were my teacher back in the day, bro.
Most I can give him.
I need these grades.
I give him an 8, man. What do you guys think of the chat?
Micro and macro could have taken CP's economics class.
Yeah. That's
it.
He
just showed up to class. I could have gotten a B+.
Even if he didn't show up to class, he should get it B+, man.
Let's go. This is what I'm talking about.
Hey, man, school taxes is expensive out here in New York, man. You know? let's take it easy, man. School taxes is a grip. Tuition is a grip. You know? Somebody got to win out here, you know? Yeah, I'm giving him an 8. A solid 8, man.
All right.
So to everybody in the chat, man. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. All right, a couple more before we go. 347. What's your name? Where you calling in from? Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how are you, man? Happy Thanksgiving.
Yo, CP and Alex, thank you, man. How you guys doing?
Good, man. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling in from?
Oh, my name is Sean, the angry Knicks fan from the Bronx.
Okay.
That's who this is.
Tell him why you mad, man.
Yo, this is a disappointing loss tonight. Very disappointing. This is right now. It's the truth is that we just got to look at this team right now and just look at it as average. Real Knicks fans, we know what true Knicks teams are about. I come from the Ewing era, man, and John Starks, Pat Riley, Jeff Van Gundy. We know what real Knicks basketball is about, and we're not getting that from this team right now. I understand we're young, but this is it's just hurting right now that we're not winning on a consistent basis. RJ Barrett, I'm really getting frustrated with him. I don't know how long we're gonna have patience with this guy. I understand he's young. Alex, I definitely was feeling you what you said earlier. We got to be patient with him because he's just coming in and he's been the third scorer and all this stuff. But this is year 4. This is year 4, and I don't see no type of difference-making all-star material from RJ right now. And maybe I'm moving too fast. Maybe I need to still be a little bit patient. But I'm just, after year 4, man, he should be taken off. Every team has players that they got all-star. We look at RJ Barrett. We don't have nobody where we can say, okay, RJ's taking off. This is it. We finally got our all-star. No, we're not saying that right now about him. But overall, like I said, man, you guys do a good job. Thank you so much for taking my call. And, I just, right now, we just got to be patient. But Donovan Mitchell, every time I see RJ play, man, it just reminded me of why we didn't go and just get Donovan Mitchell, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Hang tight, man. Hang tight. That was he went by the angry Knick fan. My man was whispering the entire call. I was like, my man, I can't. He was very soft spoken for an angry Knicks fan. I could barely hear him.
Maybe the disappointed Knicks fan would be a better moniker.
Right. Maybe the sad Knicks fan. He sounded very sad, But hang in there nevertheless, man. 787 area code. What's your name? Where are you calling it from?
Jose from Puerto Rico.
Oh, man. Here we go. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is. Jose, how's everything? How was your Thanksgiving, Jose? Do you celebrate Thanksgiving?
Man, it was good. I gained like 20 pounds.
Nice.
But I'm all right.
Okay.
I'll work it out.
No doubt.
I'm gonna come at you something different. I'm kind of happy the way the Knicks been playing.
Okay,
I always come out with the flamethrower, and I'm always going off. But this whole West Coast trip, and I've seen the way that I wanted them to play, with a little bit of heart, with a little bit of enthusiasm. Play competitive, and I've been seeing that lately. And we forget that these Trailblazers is a good freaking team. You know what I'm saying? They're a good team, and I thought Quickly should get a 10. The way he played today, I thought he almost won the game for us. That's the way I look at it. And your boy Alex was talking about that he wanted the Knicks to get young. I don't know. Most of these guys are. I think they're virgins. I don't know how young you guys can get these Knicks fans, Knicks players to be any younger. But when I rant, and when I give them their props, I give them their props. And I think they played a pretty competitive, game. Julius does what he always does. You guys always, this is what we expect from Julius. He's always going to do something stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And RJ Barrett, I get on him a lot, but there's something going on with him. I don't know if it's something personal or something health-wise. Barrett is not. There's something up with him, and I go off on him a lot, but there's something going on with him that I believe that's affecting his game. And I just want to wish all you guys, happy holidays and all this bunch of stuff. And I'm sorry I haven't called for a while, but I've been really happy the way they've been playing. So I wasn't the real angry Knicks fan. Today I'm letting you guys know that it's Thanksgiving, and I'm being thankful for the way they've been playing lately.
Okay.
Am I upset? Am I upset today's game? Yeah, I'm upset, but we didn't get blown out. We didn't get embarrassed. And that's all I want, man. That's all I want.
Okay.
Happy holidays, fellas.
Appreciate it, man. Jose changing his tune up tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa. What a turn of events, Al. I thought he was going to come with some fire. What happened there, man? Thanksgiving was too good to him.
He's in a good mood.
Yeah.
He's being patient with RJ.
Yeah.
He's liking how they're competitive. I
That
thought we were about to get flamethrower after that.
That call totally did not go the way I expected it to go, man. You know what I'm saying? I legit thought we were gonna have like a legendary soundbite. You know, I'm rubbing my hands Birdman style here. I'm ready to go. Jose really switched his tune up. He said he's happy about the way they played. I mean, they did come back from the West Coast trip 3-2. This was a good game. They had themselves a nice lead. This was a good game. This Portland team is tough. But wow. He was ready to give IQ a 10. My guy Navy Blue in the chat said maybe Jose was watching a different game. He said Jose was watching a different game, man. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen. We salute some of the super chats that are coming, man. Shout out to Eric Novellis, his new subscriber. If you gentlemen could make one trade that could happen for the Knicks, what would it be? Have a good night. One trade, Al.
One trade that could happen? Like something
No.
realistic?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, realistic trade. What's one trade you would make right now?
One trade that would make right now?
One trade.
One trade. I don't even know, man. Just moving Fournier? Is that the trade?
Yeah, I mean,
guys, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know without knowing for sure, like, who's really out there and available. Like, we haven't really heard a lot of names. Only name that you're really hearing out there right now is John Collins. I don't want him. I'm not really interested in him.
Is it like who we're looking to acquire, or is
it wasn't really specific. It was just like, what's one trade that you would make?
Okay, like I mean, I'd like to get SGA on this team. I'd like to get one of those guys on this team.
Yeah,
but is it realistic? Probably not.
Right. I would say, yeah, just continue to downsize and get some draft capital. Use it for the future. You know, without knowing who's really out there, you know, I'd love Michael Jordan to play for this team right now. He could probably help. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to really put that out there.
OG Anunoby is a player I'd like to see on this team.
OG would be nice. Yeah, OG would be a nice pickup. But realistic, probably not. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Realistic, probably not. Well, thanks for the super chat, though, Eric. Payback NYC says, please attach a first-round pick to Randall. We won't be missing much. He stops the flow of the offense. He's not elite enough for that. Junior Karoma says, I mean, drafting guys like Kevin Knox and Frank didn't help either. I mean, this is the problem with the old regime. But they're over here talking about RJ. OG Chuck D says RJ should study Draymond Green instead of Jason Tatum. Well, yeah, you know, he's got to make better decisions. One thing about it, Draymond, is he's number one, an elite defender, elite decision maker. You know, RJ just got a lot to do on that. He's got a lot to do on that. Sean from Brooklyn, he says he was at the game. Payback NYC says, I'm not giving up on RJ. That's easy, but no more big extensions. He has to prove it on his contract. Who else we got here? Dogman says, should have traded for Spider. K. Marco says, look out for CP coin coming this year. Khalil Smalling says JB is now the team's leading scorer, 21.4 points per game last 5 games. He has 25.4, 5.4 assists, 3.6 rebounds, and 28% usage. Is this Brunson's team now, and is he an all-star? Yeah, it's been Brunson's team since he got here, man. And yeah, I think he deserves some consideration for the all-star team. We got to go ahead and vote. You got to get him in there. He deserves it. S.Po25 says, we went from no handle Randall to I'm a jacket RJ. Oh, man. He also says, getting to the point where Cam Reddish might need to start over RJ when he gets back. You know, that's never going to happen. RJ had 5 assists, but it felt like one too many times. He went 1-on-3. Brandon Guest says, day number 7 of eating Thanksgiving leftovers is better than RJ. Victor Barahona says Kentel Woods is better than RJ. Blue Diamond Gem says Cesare Tribansky is better than RJ. I believe it, RJ. That's my boy. That's Junior Caroma. SND Steve Verner says Brunson didn't win the game in regulation. He said Randall hit a 3 to tie the game, comes down to the next possession, and chucks up a 3. No one in the paint to rebound. Blazers go on an 8-0 run. SMH. Vincent Pineda says Beno Udrich better than RJ. Okay. Junior Caroma says Cam is needed desperately. Eddie Marr says I predict Julius gets traded to Dallas. Hartenstein is soft. Tibbs needs to play Sims over him. Hashtag free Johnny Bryant. Got your open $5 super chat. Okay. So there it is, man. Knicks now 1-1 on the week, and now they've got Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies coming to town on Sunday, Al. We'll see if Cam is back. We'll see if Rose is back. We'll see, man. We shall see, man. So it was a tough night. We'll see if they bounce back. 132-129. Knicks fall in OT. Oh, one other quick thing, ladies and gentlemen. Black Friday sale, man. Go to KnicksFanTV.com/shop and get your KnicksFanTV snaps. We are offering a 50% off discount on all merch. So go ahead and get your merch, get your holiday gifts on, get your KnicksFanTV snaps, the blues, the blacks. We're out of navy blue. Ran out of stock on the navy blue ones, but we'll get those back in a week or so. So just stay tuned for that. And remember that this show is presented by Manscape. Go to manscape.com, enter promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. And also remember that the show is available in audio podcast format, man. All the major podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Amazon Alexa, everything. So if you can't make it on video, shout out to the replay gang. You can catch it on audio. So make sure you guys are tapped in. And that's it, man. One more time before you bounce, hit that thumbs up, Butterfree boys, and share this video, man. We out of here. Knicks lose 132-129 in overtime. Top former will bounce back, man. CP Alex, we out of here.